Hey, this is your boy Robert Brown, black man for Bernie. You know, the brother got always got to get something off his chest. Well, I've just been thinking about some things today about this election season, and I feel excited. I feel excited. I mean, Bernie is in a great position. I mean, yeah, he's been getting his behind kicked in some of the closed primaries, but let me see if I can get some more light on the subject. I mean, he's been getting his behind kicked in closed primary. We already know these things because it's a closed primary, which means only Democrats vote. Democrats. And we all know the hardcore, staunch Hillary Clinton supporters are hardcore. I mean, about 70% of the bloc is hardcore Hillary Clinton supporters. We already know this. But the beautiful thing is Bernie is winning at least 30%. And it was smart. It was smart. People say, why is he an independent running as Democratic? Because Bernie's smart. Ask Jill Stein. She's not getting no television coverage. People don't know her message. I like her. Will make a great first woman president. I prefer her over Hillary Clinton for a bunch of reasons. But he was smart he caucused with the Democrats. The way he voted is mainly Democratic, so he's just a Democratic he have Democratic values, but he's an independent, almost like me. I'm not with the Independent Party, Republican Party, or Democratic Party. But if I see somebody I like, I'll join that party just to vote for them in the primary, and then I'll vote for them in election too. And that's what I did with the Sanders campaign. I was a person that was ready for Hillary nonstop until I got to know Bernie platform. Then I read a book about Bernie. And then I saw some videos about Bernie. And I said, man, this guy is a different breed. I mean, we got a chance to put a Martin Luther King in office as a president. I mean, much as I like Obama, Obama was not an activist. He was a community organizer, but he was not a real deal activist. Chaining himself to people. I mean, much respect to Obama. I agree with majority of his policies, some I don't. And I think one of the biggest blunders he ever made in his legacy was appointing her Secretary of State. But I know why. Because in order for her to concede, she had to make some kind of deal with him. So Obama wasn't going to make her vice president because that was his boy's position. Biden is his boy. But he gave her the Secretary of State. Had no choice. Other than that, she would have contested him all the way to the convention and possibly could have overturned the delegates in her favor. But the people were smart enough to realize that she couldn't win a general. Not 2008 and not today. And I'm going to explain to that. She can't win. There's no way she can win the general. She may win the primary, but she can't win the general. And she's having a tough time winning that. So let me just go back into some things and reiterate. And let me slow down because I can get hyped up, pumped up, because I'm kind of excited about Sanders' chance. Today is Indiana. California is coming. California, we're polling at about 68 to 70%. If that happens, Bernie takes the lead. Now, he has more delegates than she do, Forest Pledge delegates. Now, I'm going to explain to you why she can't win. Now, I've been through the policies before. That's no big deal. I think she sucked as a Secretary of State. I mean, if you really look at the record and look at what she did for us, trying to do regime change, and I mean, it's just a total mess. There's nothing significant as Secretary of State that she has done. So I think that's a bad thing for Obama. Obama's starting to regret Libya, and hold on a second, and rightfully so. But Libya was not his fault. So I don't think he should be regretting Libya. He should be regretting letting Secretary Clinton handle Libya. It was a bad move on his behind, and he's paying for it. And I don't think the man should pay for it. Well, he should pay for it by putting her in that position. But whatever she did for his policies was just as hawkish as a Republican, and anything she touched turned to doo-doo, straight up. Every country that she touched tried to do regime change. It's crap now. No real support to the people. Sometimes some of the support stopped. So as a Secretary of State, she may have experience, but she sucked. I mean, you can have experience being a manager, and all of a sudden they put you in a position to manage a Walmart or a Burger King or something like that, and you can suck. I mean, you could take an A+ rated restaurant, rated by the board or the city, and they change management, and here's this new management, take it down to a freaking D. So experience don't mean nothing. It's what you did while you were there. That speaks volume. And there's nothing she's talking about as Secretary of State that she did Because what's going to happen is Bernie going to take about what you did do that was bad. So she can't beat him in the debates. The only I got 3 million votes. The only reason you got 3 million more votes is because majority of these primaries are closed and only Democrats vote. But if these things were open or caucuses, Bernie will win big time. He will smack that behind. Excuse my language, just so you so you can tout that all you want. The thinking that you're winning is really should be thinking that you're losing, because you're only winning because of the closed primaries. See, the general is not closed. The general is open for everybody, and you're polling bad with the independents. You're polling bad with the Republicans, and you're starting to poll bad with the Democrats. So. And I can see why you would hide this, try to laugh off the FBI scandal. No, when they put the handcuffs on you or something like that, you're going to be like, it's not a funny matter. I'm here to tell my fellow Hillary supporters, because I used to be one of you. That's not funny. You have somebody running for president that could be possibly indicted, possibly. I mean, you shouldn't have no thought of indictment running for president. You shouldn't even be running for president knowing there's a possibility you can be indicted. So that's not good. So it's not nothing to laugh at. Oh, she'll brush it off. This is a crime. This is espionage. And this is data breaches. A type of data breach. You got mail coming from State Department. That right alone disqualifies you from being president, and it would behoove us that they announce you in the announce you at the convention, and as soon as they announce you, the FBI come and arrest you. Then you leave this thing open for Donald Trump. So I'm here to tell you this, pretty much tell you it's time to concede. Now, I can go on and on and on. Your record, I already told you about your record. People, you can go YouTube a record. You can YouTube Haiti, Hillary Clinton Haiti. You can YouTube Hillary in Palestine. You can YouTube Hillary in Iraq, selling it as a business opportunity. You can YouTube, the Clintons in Haiti. You can go YouTube it yourself and watch the videos. You can YouTube Hillary Clinton in Panama Papers. Just YouTube it. We got video footage of her. Not fake, not fabricated, not some actor. Her making bad decisions as a senator and a secretary of state. So I don't know where we're getting this, she's the most qualified. What? Really? Blundering as a senator and blundering as a secretary of state makes you qualified? What? Come on now. Come on. And these things are going to bite her in the behind in the general. And then taking money from lobbyists and taking money from super PACs and taking money from wealthy friends like the Trumps. Let me let you know something. Bernie Sanders has been cordial with Hillary Clinton. He don't talk about current scandals. He said, enough with the emails. I'm not going to talk about it. He don't talk about past scandals. And he's not talking about the future scandal, because there's about 3 right now. He doesn't talk about the dirty politics. I wish he did. I wish he talked about the rigging. I wish he talked about the voting purge under de Blasio and Cuomo. I wish he talked about her super PAC that put child porn on pro-Bernie Facebook sites to get them shut down. I wish he talked about, it's a number of things I wish he talked about. But Bernie's trying to stick to the issues. He could slap her on the head and punch her in the throat with that. Yeah, I mean, politically speaking. As a politician. Anybody, I don't care if it was Obama. If Obama did that, he could slap him upside the head and punch him in the throat with those accusations. So your whole entire career been riddled with scandal. You're currently in some scandals, and there's scandals coming up in the future, and possibly one as president. I mean, why would you vote for this? This is a losing ticket. It's a scandalous presidency already. She's the Ric Flair of politics. So come on. You can't win an election like that. And you think, let me tell you something, and we don't have to give it, because I had somebody tell me my rhetoric was too high, too hard, somebody I really care about. Quite a few people, not just one, but quite a few people. And I told you, of course. Of course. Because people not really looking into this thing. They're only going by, she's in the Democratic and it's her husband. Come on, you got to look at the people's record. What have they done and what they have not done? And you have to be serious with yourself. What are you going to support? What are you going to push? The same old hawkish attitude when it comes to war and regime change. Same old attitude when it comes to getting money from big money interests and helping other Democrats take money from the corporate interests so nothing can get done for you? Come on. But the main reason why she cannot win is the same reason she could not win in 2008. After all the slamming of Obama, the insisting that he may be a Muslim, that started with her. That didn't start with Trump. The Muslim gear, that started with her. That was something. And the Republicans tried to use that against him. Thank God to, my hat's off to John McCain. He didn't push that. And when that lady went around talking about Obama's a Muslim, he said, no, ma'am. No, we ain't doing that here. I respect John McCain in a whole lot. That's the maverick. I respect him in some areas. Most of them I don't. For his policy, I don't. But I respect him as a human being. And who's done work for the veterans with Bernie. And by the way, the Republicans all hail Bernie as an honest man of integrity, a man of conviction. They love him for that. They can't say that about Hillary. So let's put it this way. Right now, Bernie polling about 30%, maybe 40% of the Democrats. He got their vote. Probably about 25% of them are Bernie and bust like myself. He's polling about 65% with the independents and about 20% with the Republicans. That's a winning ticket. But when you're only polling with about 67% of the Democrats, maybe about 5% of the independents and 0.5% with the Republicans, even though you're a Republican in blue clothing, that's not a winning ticket. So even though your town are winning by millions, which the only reason you're winning by millions is because most of them are closed primary states, and Bernie couldn't get the independents involved, they couldn't vote for him because it would be a total different story, and you know it, if it was an open primary. Because he fared well with the open primary, he does best with open primary, does best with the caucuses. But closed primary, you're the queen. But you're going to need more than that to win the general. So I'm saying this. Despite of the past scandals, the current scandals, and the scandals that's coming in the future, despite the FBI investigation, despite the Hillary Victory Fund scandal that's about to come out, despite all these things, those are not the things that make you disqualified to run as president. Because those will definitely disqualify you if it's proven your hand was in that. It's not that. It's your ability to be a polarizing figure. You don't even have a central message. Your message is just all about you becoming the first woman president. No real policies because most of them you stole from Bernie. You're a biter. That's what we would call it in the 80s when it came to hip-hop beats. Your beats sound like mine. You're a biter. You bite my rhymes. You're a biter. You're biting Bernie. So you don't have your own message. You don't have your own policies. All you can say is mine is going to be better. We're agreeing in some areas, but mine is going to be better. You're going to need more than that in the general. So you're not a polarizing figure. You're not a transforming figure. You don't have a central message. You don't have a central theme. You're beholden to big money politics. You're beholden to big money interests more so than the people. You're trying to convince us that you're going to be doing for the people. You can't. Real people who are smart is not going to believe that as long as you got their hands are in your pockets. You have a losing message. The person who you are in general is a recipe for failure. Because it's the reason why Bernie has gotten so much traction in the Democratic Party. It's the reason why he's got the traction in the independents. Reason why he's getting the traction in the Republican Party. It's you. You personify the elitist oligarchy and big money interests in politics. You're the leader of that movement. And the people are not trying to be a part of that movement. This right here sets you up for failure. Because the people are against that. They're pushing against that. And they're pushing hard. And they're saying enough is enough, no more. That right there qualifies you to lose. And as a result of that, Bernie has taken 30% of the Democratic, like I said, 25% are Bernie or bust. They will never endorse you. They will never fall in line. And even if Bernie gave them $100, they're not even going to go, which is illegal. But they're not going to go. They're not going to go for you because you represent everything that we're fighting against. Once I looked at you and see who you were, when I learned about those speeches, that was the done deal. I mean, you make $250,000 for one speech, and you say you can understand the plight of the people, but yet I see a man who would refuse to wear a tuxedo, which I know he got one. He'll wear a regular old suit to a correspondence dinner, trying not to be bougie, because he said, I'm one of you guys. I believe he's one of us. Then you are one of us. I look at your homes. I look at his home. I look at your car. I look at his car. I look how your network. I look at his network. And this man is saying, I'm trying to make it fair for everybody, not just the big money interests. That message right there is the message that's resonating in this campaign. We see you trying to copy it, which you can't. And Donald Trump trying to copy it, which he can't. And both of you are losing candidates. But he will win over you more than you will win over him, because he got so much. And people say, hey, Robert, your rhetoric is kind of strong with Hillary Clinton. Of course. It's supposed to be strong, because I'm against everything that she represents. She's not Obama. And she's saying she's going to carry Obama legacy. Y'all believe that? She have her own agenda. She's never been a woman that follows behind a man. She always lead on her own. That's one thing I like about her, that she don't need Bill and she don't need Obama, but yet I feel like she pretty much going to use them anyway. She really need it, but she won't say it. So she's a losing ticket. And I say it's time for you to concede. It's time for you to concede, because you don't have a central message. There's not a fight, a real fight in this for you. It's just an inheritance to you. Bernie Sanders is fighting for us. He's doing this for us. He's not saying, are you ready for Bernie? Bernie is saying, I'm ready for you. So you're not a transformative figure. He wasn't in 2008. He wasn't in now. And that's the reason Obama won. The reason Obama won, people, is because he was polling well at Democrats. He was polling well with Independents. He was polling well with the Republicans. Sounds familiar. That's what Bernie is going through. And the superdelegate looked at the hard map, and it's going to come to that. And that Victory for Hillary fund has kind of got them glued to her, and they really want to unglue themselves from her. And I guarantee you, they wish they would have never got involved, but they needed that money, and she's giving them, helping them raise money. And most of that money I heard was going to her and not them. So, saying that, once the Democratic Party take a hard look at the fact that Sanders has the momentum, and he's 10 times more a winning candidate than Hillary Clinton, even though he's behind in delegates and behind in hard votes, he's still a winning candidate. Again, I told you the reason for the hard on the delegates and the hard vote is because the primaries has been closed in the Democratic Party, and it's overwhelmingly favor her because her name recognition, because her foot in the Democratic National Convention, because her co-chairs running the organization, and because most of the major states she won these big pledges from, or won in big numbers, have Democrats that's kind of beholding to her. That's the only reason why she won it. Had this been an open primary, it'd be a different story. She wouldn't have the votes. She wouldn't have the delegates. Bernie is about 300 behind her or more plus that can get erased in California. And it's going to be time for the super delegates to say, if we want to win, much as I hate it, Bernie is our guy. And you may see the flip. Even if they don't flip, if they flip Bernie off, I say return the favor and say peace out. I got to do what I got to do for this country. And since you're not going to allow me to change the Democratic back to the real people, for the people, by the people, you're forcing me to take other measures. And let me tell you something. When he do, 30% of the Democrats are going to go with him. 65 to 70% of the independents are going to go with him. And up to 20% of Republicans are going to go with him. And you're going to have an independent president who's not affiliated with no party that's going to win the election. But he don't want to do that. We're not encouraging it. We really want the Democrats to wake up and realize who he is and the power that he possesses, and the foundation he has for us a real general candidate. Don't let hard votes fool you alone. There's a reason for the hard votes. It's because they weren't open primaries. Again, had it been open, he would have more hard votes. He will win more elections in more states than Hillary Clinton. Here's this man come out of nowhere about almost a year ago, running neck and neck with her, running neck to neck with one of the best politicians in history, the Clintons, the best machine in history. And to derail that would be a demise to the entire Democratic Party. So I say, DNC, you need to look at the map. Hillary Clinton supporters, you need to look at the map. You look at it. Bernie Poles is getting close to half of the Democratic soon. He's getting most of the independents, and he's getting a certain segment of Democratic. That's a winning ticket. You can dispute me all you want, but go look at her hard numbers, and I guarantee you, nowhere near that. Challenge me. I know you might cuss me out, fuss me out up here. It's okay. I mean, like I said, as a person, general person, I have nothing against Hillary. She's a mother. She's a wife. She's been through a lot. But as a politician, as a Secretary of State and a future president, I'm not feeling her, and a lot of people are not. Only hardcore Democrats are. Majority of them. So, anyway, again, the quicker you can concede, the quicker Bernie, the polarizing figure who fights for the people, the people's champion, like The Rock, can reunite the party. And not only unite the party, bring in some independents and some Republicans and say, hey, now it's time to go in and kick Donald Trump, B-U-T-T. But, and he's the man to do it. Sad to say she's not. So, sorry, it's 2008 all over again. And if you don't wake up and recognize this, DNC, you're going to have a third, you may, don't want to do it because you got a chance to fix this. And it's not a stronghold point, it's just fact. You may end up having a third party smackdown on hand. Because believe me, Bernie's going to take a lot of votes from the Democrats. He's going to get the independents, and he's going to get some Republicans, and he will be the winner. As president, either you're going to be totally involved and get some of the credit for it, or you're going to be ashamed and saying, man, I wish I would have. You don't never want to be in that seat. I'm Robert Brown. Peace out. Talk to you later. Hey, people, continue to feel the burn. Still Sanders, baby, all day, every day.